back, ladies and gentlemen, to Electra's channel, building North America's first battery materials park, forefronting the electrified future. We have the pleasure to be joined by Chief Executive Officer Trent Mell. Welcome back, sir.
Nice to be back. Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure to get you back on. So we got some recent news that you guys filed that I think is relatively intriguing, especially from the ESG standpoint. But first and foremost, Electra's study on integrated EV battery materials facility in Ontario demonstrated compelling economics, also from the Inflation Reduction Act. Do you want to give us a little bit of insight here on exactly how you guys are taking advantage of some of these ESG policies and anything that's relevant?
Yeah, I'll talk about the study and then I'll do the tie-in for you if I may. We're ahead of the legislation, but timing is perfect for us. So people that follow us know that we're, call it 6 months out from commissioning our cobalt refinery. And if you follow us, you'll also know that the battery recycling is on the heels of that. So we'll do a demonstration plant in about a month. But the narrative has been pretty clear from our transition initially as a cobalt company to a battery materials company. You need the integrated facility. You need all the refining pieces and the precursor manufacturer co-located to achieve the synergies, cost, operating cost, capital costs, and the like. And so what we've been doing is we worked with the government of Canada, government of Ontario, Glencore, Talon, to do this study specifically on nickel, but also on what a precursor manufacturer might do with us to try to round out this battery materials park that we're building north of Toronto. So that's what came out today.
Yeah, and kind of taking a look at it from the ESG side, do you want to just give some insight into exactly what the government's kind of looking for there?
Yeah, look, I mean, at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is to make zero emission vehicles lower emission on the manufacturing side, right? And so when you look at what our footprint looks like, hydrometallurgical flow sheet, hydroelectric power on the Ontario grid, really what it means is our carbon footprint is order of magnitude. This is a scoping study level, so it's still pretty high level, but 60% lower greenhouse gases in order for us to take nickel inputs and put them into batteries. So big contribution. Yeah, and the more significant thing is the tie-in, right? Now you've got cobalt, future nickel, and then you've got recycled material all coming together as one whole to be fed into a precursor plant. This is what the OEMs want, the battery makers want. You're going to see more of these. Ours was the first, I guess, park to be conceived of. The other one is in Quebec and Bécancour. We're going to need 10 of these because the Inflation Reduction Act makes it crystal clear that we can no longer rely on China or Russia. Because if you do, and if you put material from either of those countries into your battery, that $7,500 vehicle credit for U.S. purchasers goes to zero. And so this is going to spur a whole new era of investments in the midstream and the chemical part of the supply chain. We're well positioned because we're first out of the gate, but others will follow and investments will follow.
Yeah, and just from a broad view level here as well, you guys also are getting into the operations of the mines themselves too, correct?
Yeah, and stay tuned on that. The interest in our asset in Idaho, in tandem with the developments we've seen through the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act, has increased. And so, we've got a refining sort of chemical division. We've got a nascent mining development asset right now, which we think will produce copper and cobalt over the next 5 years, and it's growing. A lot of interest in potential partnerships. And so I guess the big thing, Jordan, people are waiting on for me. They've been hearing from us, where are you in the commercial relationships? Every day is getting closer and closer. We'll start to articulate really the relationships on the cobalt side to start. But a lot of the discussions we're having right now across, the world, but with a focus on North America ultimately, is how do we provide not just the cobalt, but the black mass, the recycled material, the nickel for the all-encompassing solution. So things are advancing. I mean, it's busy. My job is to make sure that the team is focused on execution, while also looking out on the horizon for the what's next. So today's press release is really on the what's next. It's a few years out, but it's integral to the overall strategy of this company.
On that note, Trent, I'll pass the question out to the viewers. We'd love to know what you guys think about all this in that comment section below. Consider subscribing because as news comes down the wire, of course, we'll update you here. But stay cool, stay awesome, and as always, we look forward to catching you in the next one.